Hey Gemini, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. Guys, I'm recovering from COVID, so I'm not really doing this month properly. I am doing short, sweet little videos just to give us a little bit of guidance for this month, and I'm not missing a month. But we are literally on the last day and I'm finally feeling okay, so here we are. Nice little bit short and sweet, a little bit of insight. So I'm using my Archangel Michael cards. Gemini. Okay, cool. So let's see what's in store for you, Gemini. So the first card is this situation is already resolved. That's a great start. It's basically starting the month saying everything is going in the right path. So if you're struggling with something right now, if there's something that's been heavy on your heart, it's saying, hey, the situation's dealt with. You're just kind of in the fallout of that situation, which means if you're still going through some hardships, it's basically just the lingering energy, and it will pass. Interestingly, the next card next to that is make a commitment. Now, make a commitment is it's time to kind of take action, is how I've been reading this. And I feel like because this situation's already resolved, it's saying now it's time to commit to move away from this. Make that commitment to make the changes. Make a commitment is making a commitment to change. It's kind of creating movement in a way that's kind of being in a resolve is what I want to say. It's like, you know, I'm ready, let's do this. And this is how I feel like I need you to do. I need you to come to some kind of realization that's going to create a change, that's going to shift you from I'm still there to let's get away from that. Okay? The guidance alongside of this is sense of humour. Now the sense of humour card is a card that says, hey, let's look at things a little bit more lighter. Stop living in this heavy thickness. And that makes sense with why I'm saying move away from this energy. The sense of humour card comes to say, look, everybody involved is living their own life and they're living their own scenario. So even though you've all been through the same situation, one person is going to blame another person who could potentially blame the other. And both sides of that story are the truth because it's their truth. And we all experience things differently. So even though one person may say, you hurt my feelings the most because of this, and this person, you hurt my feelings the most because of this. You both hurt each other's feelings, and who felt that hurt harder, it does not matter. What matters is that you both felt hurt, and it's the coming to that realization that you both were hurt. And you might not understand why that person feels hurt by the action, and they may not understand yours, but you were both hurt and you were both true in that story. None of you are making this up. None of you are more important. We're all equally as important within situations. Now, obviously, totally is subjective. Yeah, everybody's situations are subjective. What I'm saying is like, this card is saying to look at things from another perspective and see things differently in order to see that it's not as heavy as the situation appears to be. It's only as heavy as we create it. Now, I say this as well because your next card is you've created this situation and you have the power to change it. And I really feel like if you actually look at things from another perspective, you may very well be able to easily change how this whole looks in your world. You may be able to with compassion as well. This is very similar to another reading I just did for another sign, because compassion is coming through in the same way. That I feel like having compassion for others involved in the situation, including yourself, may help shift some energy there to move away from the stagnant kind of toxic side of this pattern. Now this is saying you have the power to change this. You can move away from this. It's all within your control. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. So with this is again why compassion is coming through and why compassion for self. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong is saying that we're all doing the best that we can within this scenario. And you are doing the best with what you are being dealt with. So nurture yourself and understand that there's nothing more that you could have done. And we can't do things differently. We can say, oh, if only I did this differently. If only that didn't happen. But you cannot change that. So understand that, you know, what's happened has happened. And you have done the best that you can given those situations. And you've done what you thought was right. So nurture yourself and understand yourself in a way that is different from the way that you've been set in the narrative so far. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. Explore your options means don't rush into anything. I definitely feel like here there's this time to nurture yourself and not rush into anything, not taking any drastic steps, but exploring your options. Now this is bringing me back to this kind of, you've created this situation and you have the power to change it. The exploring your options kind of is making me say, look, you can change things. So look at things from another perspective and think on how can you change things. Explore your options. Don't rush into anything. Don't make any rash decisions and don't act recklessly based on your emotions. Take your time and understand yourself. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. Pay attention to your dreams. So right now, the energy in the air, there's a lot of vivid dreams going on. So this means we're getting a lot of messages channeling through our dreams. Pay attention, because there could be some key wisdom there that will really help us figure out what the next steps in our lives is. You are definitely taking a step towards something different, and it's a favorable outcome. You are going into new beginnings and fresh starts. Now, new beginnings and fresh starts means you're ready to move away from this situation that's already resolved, and you're ready to start afresh. Now, I do feel like you're in this transition of moving into this new way of being. So sometimes that means we still have niggling energy from that situation that we're dealing with, but it's a good sign because it's a favorable outcome card, which means you are moving away from it and you are heading into a much brighter future. So keep that in mind, Gemini. I'm definitely getting the sense of you needing to acknowledge and needing to do your self-work. So think on that. Thank you so much, Gemini, for being here. As I said, short and sweet, but I hope you still enjoyed it and I hope it made sense for you. Thank you so much, guys.